Alright, quick question. What if I told you that by just adding a YouTube video to your blog post, you could triple the number of keywords that you rank for in the top 3 positions on Google? Seems pretty crazy, right? Well, we actually ran this test on 5 different blog posts, and the results blew us away. So today I'm going to break down exactly what we did, why it matters, and how you can do the exact same thing to increase your traffic and get better rankings on Google to improve your SEO results. So let's get into it. Okay, so first of all, let's talk about where these 5 blog posts started. And there's 2 main metrics that I want you to focus on. Number 1 is the total number of keywords that this content ranks for, and number 2 is the number of keywords that rank in the top 3 positions on Google. So for example, let's take our "Can you get banned from Google" blog post. So before we added any videos to this post, it was ranking for about 42 keywords in total, with about 9 keywords ranking in the top 3 spots on Google. Let's take a look at another one. This "How many backlinks do I need" blog post had about 26 keywords in total that it was ranking for, with only 13 ranking in the top 3 spots on Google. So what did we do to these blog posts? What did we do next? Well, we created a custom YouTube video that focused on the same subject matter that these blog posts talked about. And these YouTube videos were all optimized around the keyword that we were trying to win for these blog posts. So once the videos were finished and uploaded to YouTube and optimized, we embedded the video directly into the blog post. And it's really important to note that we made sure to use the same keyword that was in the title of the blog post in the video description title when we uploaded the video to YouTube. Don't miss that point. That is an important one. And we did this to make sure that Google knew that the video that was embedded in the blog post was extremely relevant to the content that was being talked about. So once we embedded the video inside of these blog posts, we forced a reindex, and that's super easy to do. You just go to Google Search Console, and there's a bar at the top where you can put in the URL that you want to force to be indexed again. And the reason why you'd want it to crawl again is so that it can find that video that you just put on the page, so that it can consider that as it's now re-pinging that page in the rankings. So fast forward a few weeks and let's take a look at the updated data. So look at this one. The "Can you get banned from Google" post now ranks for 51 keywords total. So that's 9 more keywords than before, which is cool, but it's not super amazing, right? But it gets way better when you take a look at the number of those keywords that are actually ranking in the top 3 spot on Google. And that number jumped from 9 to 30 keywords ranking in the top 3 spots on Google. That's incredible. Why? Well, it's because the top 3 positions on Google are what get the lion's share of clicks. Ranking in the top 10 is good, but the top 3? That's where the real traffic comes from. So on this post, we more than tripled the amount of keywords ranking in the top 3 spots on Google just by adding a YouTube video to the content that we created that was relevant to the piece. And it's not just that post that performed really well by doing this. If we take a look at the post, "How many backlinks do I need?" it more than doubled the total keywords from 26 to 54. And it doubled its keywords ranking in the top 3 from 13 to 26. Again, that's 13 more keywords that are listed in that top 1 to 3 spot on Google, which is going to get most of the traffic for those queries. All by just adding a YouTube video to the piece of content that we created that was relevant to the content. And there's one more post we have to go over. This one started with 35 total keywords and had 15 that were ranking in the top 1 to 3 spot on Google. After adding a YouTube video to it, the total keywords shot up to 117, and the keywords ranking in the top 1 to 3 spot in Google went from 15 all the way up to 83. That's an insane 453% increase in keywords ranking in the top 1 to 3 spot on Google. That's over triple the amount of total keywords ranking and over 5 times the amount of keywords that are ranking in the top 1 to 3 spot on Google. Again, all by just creating a relevant YouTube video and embedding it in the content. So what is actually driving these gains? Well, here's the deal. Google wants to deliver the best experience to users. It's no secret that videos keep people on pages longer because there's something to watch, right? They can engage with it, and it really reduces the bounce rate on those pages. All of those things are really strong signals to Google that that piece of content is relevant and should be ranked above other content that doesn't have those same signals. From a user perspective, having a video on your piece of content just helps it to be easier to digest and understand. Instead of just reading a big piece of content, they can actually watch it and see it visually, listen, learn, and ultimately stick around on the page. Now you might be thinking, well, what if my video doesn't even rank on YouTube? Will embedding it in my piece of content still help? The answer is yes. Even if your video doesn't rank high on the YouTube algorithm, embedding it in your blog post is going to help increase those engagement signals on that piece of content, and that's what Google cares about. So if you want to try this experiment for yourself, here's what I would recommend. Number one, make sure that YouTube video matches the piece of content that you're going to embed it on. Number two, make sure that you optimize the title and the description of your YouTube video to match what you're targeting on the blog post. Number three, embed that video toward the top of the blog post so that people see it right away. If it's way down the content, a lot of people aren't gonna scroll that far anyway, and that video is gonna get missed. Number four, make sure that that video is a decent length. I would try and shoot for at least 5 minutes. And the reason why is that when you make a video, Google and YouTube can read the transcript of what's being said in the video. So the more you have there, the more context that Google and YouTube have to understand what that video is about, which will help it to understand if the intent of the video is relevant to the content that you've just embedded it on. And this is going to help your blog post to rank higher once you embed a super relevant video. And number five, I would make sure that you have a call to action in your video that invites them to explore more of your content. And there's one more tip that I want to give you, but before we get into that, if you've made it this far, please make sure that you hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so that you'll be alerted when we put out more helpful content like this in the future. So as you can see from the data that we've shared, adding a relevant YouTube video to a blog post can more than triple the number of keywords that are ranking in the top 3 spot on Google. When you rank in the top 3 positions on Google, you're going to get more visibility, more clicks, and more traffic to your content. So the last tip I want to share with you is how to write content or blog post content that ranks high on Google. This piece is extremely important because if you don't have a good blog post that's targeting a low competition keyword, it's not going to have nearly the effect that it could have if you have written the content correctly and you're focusing on the right keywords. So if you want to learn how to write good SEO content that Google will love and rank high in the search results, make sure that you watch this video. In this video, we go over from start to finish on how to write a piece of content using tools like ChatGPT to rank high on Google. So click to watch this video and we'll see you over there.